that I needed to say and talk about a little bit. Mark and Martin and Kelly and you can't do anything over there. Come on, Miss Jake, come on. Since this is a singing thing, I had an interesting thing. My dad is a family doctor, and he's been working 50, 60 years. He still works a little bit back home in Louisville, Kentucky. And he was always called the singing doctor, because he'd walk through the halls and be singing some country tune, and they'd know Dr. Hodge was getting to the door here in a minute to take care of them. And I often have patients, they'll hear me sing sometimes, and they hear that I sing at the palace or whatever, and they say, "Are you going to sing to me when I go to sleep?" And I say, "Sure." And I'll start with something like this. The bars are all closed. It's 4 in the morning. I must have shut them all down by the shape that I'm in. I lay my head on the wheel. The horn begins honking. The whole neighborhood knows that I'm home drunk again. These old bones, they move slow, but so sure of the footsteps as I trip on the floor and a lively touchdown. It's been 10 bottles since I tried to forget her, but the memory still lingers lying here on the floor. And if drinking don't kill me, her memory will. With the blood from my body, I can start my own still. And if drinking don't kill me, her memory will. And that's old George Jones' favorite. And my dad loved the country guys. He loved George Jones. I remember I'd come home from a football game about 7th grade. I didn't care anything about country music. And my dad, we'd pull in. He'd be yelling at me because I didn't hit anybody hard enough or something like that. And I'd had enough of that, so I'm ready to get out of the car. And he reaches over with his big paw, and he'd put it up right there on the knee. You couldn't move then. He'd say, son, listen to this one. It's a sad one. I'm like, okay. I'll listen to this one, Dad. Just let me have my knee back. And it's an interesting thing. Dr. Weiler, you're in the back there. She said it looked like Johnny Cash had come in tonight, all dressed in black, and I thought that was this would be fitting for that thought. And this goes out to my poor old daddy in Louisville, Kentucky. Can I have a beat, please? I hear that train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Well, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. Well, that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy and never play with guns. Well, I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Well, I bet there's only rich folks in that fancy dining car. They're probably sipping whiskey and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But these people keep on moving, and that what tortures me. Well, if they would free me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I'd bet they'd move it farther on down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. And that's it to my dad. And thank y'all very much.